You said something. You said something so correct now. So true. You said it's being managed like a real company, but you know what? It's so funny, but it's actually the case. If you compare it to other crypto projects,
Get ready for, get ready for Digitspin crypto.
You know, I flew into London the beginning of the year, and they invited me and a few folks to the shop, and I was very impressed. And people were asking me, "Are there actual folks there working? Are there?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's multiple floors. You know, there was at least 30 people in there, and everybody's doing their job, and there's different areas and departments." And why does it take so long? I said, listen, Richard runs it like an actual company. He hires managers and he expects them to manage it. Okay, and so these things get done, and things get parsed out, and the information goes. Richard's not there all day. We working on this, or you working on this. He has managers to this is where I want to go with it, or let's talk about this. Go make that happen for me. And then they go do these things, and I explained.
you said something so correct now. So true. You said it's being managed like a real company, but you know what? It's so funny, but it's actually the case. If you compare it to other crypto projects, and I'm telling you, the thing is that I have so much practical experience with other projects because we've analyzed projects, so we reached out to the projects. Some of the times I reached out myself personally, not just my team members. And I've been saying all the time, I've been saying about the crypto industry, it's been managed by a bunch of kids that
Yeah.
don't have any experience or any knowledge in managing companies, like you say, a real company. And the advantage with Electroneum management team is that they actually managed other companies before. So you just see the difference. That's the thing here. Now, you said correctly that you visited the offices, and I got the same impression like you. I visited the offices. I saw a bunch of team members working very hard, and I didn't. And I'm not just saying it because I saw what they were doing while I was there, because obviously they could have played it and pretended like they were working hard. But I know how to look. I was actually looking into their different screens, looking at what they have been doing for the last few months. So you can't fool me. And by the way, the advantage that I have is that I already manage different companies. I already started different companies in my life, completely different companies, completely different industries, low tech, high tech. I know what it is to manage a company, so I can also be able to actually see when a company is being managed for real. Like you said, a real company.
Exactly, and it's good, and I explained to them. I said, they're not going to change things, instantly. It's going to take them a little bit of time because they're going to check things out. They're going to make sure that it's the right direction to go. It's just not two guys in their basement, banging away on a 2015 computer, trying to make something happen. I go, these guys are going to plan it out, and they're going to do their best, and they're going to make sure the path they take is going to be as effective as possible. It's going to keep litigation out. It's going to be, with the proper rules for the country. And, a lot of people don't understand it. And it's funny because I don't know if you follow some of the true open source and community coins. For example, I recently started following Ethereum Classic. I happen to think there's some opportunity there, but it's a open source, and I tell the guys, I said, you really want to see things happen in slow motion, go follow an open source community driven project where everybody has to agree on everything and fight it out, and there's squabbling going on because this guy doesn't like this guy's wearing blue socks, and this guy doesn't like his green shirt,
You
and
know,
things
it's funny,
happen.
but
It's
it's funny, but
true.
you're so but it's so true what you're saying. I mean, I'm a big fan of decentralization. Don't get me wrong. One of the things that got me not only involved in this industry, but got me to decide to dedicate my life to blockchain and cryptocurrency, and that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. And I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to talk about anything else. I just want to talk about blockchain and cryptocurrency because it's such an amazing revolution, in my opinion, that will completely, actually not will, but it's already changing the world, and it will continue to change the world. And and um, and the thing is that it's not only we are changing the world now, and it's not only that we are creating, we're changing everything. If we're looking at the
Yep.
financial industry, everything is being changed. I'm explaining people all the time when I'm explaining and teaching about blockchain and cryptocurrency, and I teach students as a part of Co-Intelligence Academy and as a part of other initiatives that I am taking part in and collaborating with to advance mass adoption through mass education. And I see this all the time, and I explain it to people all the time. First of all, we have a huge war with some of the governments and some of the central banks. People completely ignore it. There was a ban on crypto in India, and
Yep.
India is a very important country for the advancement of cryptocurrency. You have so many technological oriented people in India. By the way, I was always engaged and always taking part in different high tech and startup initiatives and companies way before crypto. I started investing in startups a decade ago. So look at India, for example. It can become a huge hub for blockchain and crypto advancement, and the government banned it. They lifted the ban, and now it's being discussed again that the ban is back. Now, let's put aside the fact that in general these bans hurt so much. That they lift the ban, then they get then they put the ban back. It drives people crazy. And what does it do to the world? And what does it do to people thinking about crypto? There's something wrong with crypto. There's nothing wrong with crypto. It's one of the biggest amazing things that happened to humankind. It's going to allow to bank the unbanked in some cases, and so on and so on. But
Well,
going back to the
you know though, money is power, and this is how they control the people. It's as simple as that. And certain
of course,
governments
and
are
we
gonna.
need to fight it. So first, before we talk about a specific crypto company, we have to understand that the problem is we have a huge problem. And by the way, in 2020, the situation is much better. Don't get me wrong. If I compare it to last year or 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I would never say the following. Right now, I don't see any chances of one of the Western countries like the US, the UK, Western Europe, Canada, and Australia. I don't see any of these territories banning crypto in a full way or in a partial way. I couldn't have said that 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was actually thinking that there is a chance of the US government to try and ban crypto, which was a ridiculous attempt between you and me. Seeing congressmen talking about banning Bitcoin is so pathetic that it just shows how much they don't understand. But let's get back to what I was saying before. So the whole industry is fighting for the survival. That's the first part of my answer. The second one is that blockchain and cryptocurrency is very complicated. It's very complicated to understand. I was introduced to blockchain and cryptocurrency and I immediately fell in love with it, but I am very tech savvy. What about all the people that are not technological oriented? So we have to explain blockchain and cryptocurrency, and I have been doing it for the last 3 years. Now, to answer your question specifically, we can do so much more with the education of Electroneum, but we need to build it. It's not simple. And by the way, I don't think that Electroneum did something wrong. Don't forget that they had to raise the funds. They had to establish a company after raising funds. These things take time. They don't happen overnight, especially when you're changing the world with a new technology, with a new innovation and new technologies.
No, absolutely, and I brought it up because I believe it to be one of their biggest opportunities that they have in front of them. The should I say the best low hanging fruit I think that they can go after right now, and I was hoping that bringing you on was part of that initial blast. I know Richard's been talking about it, that he wants to re-engage the crypto community again, and they had so many followers that everybody went around and we talked about it a lot, and you would not get Electroneum out there and talking about it. And I said, put ads out there, just give bullet points. Did you know, and on the ad, so many users, ETN donate, ETN this, signups, and ETN everywhere, and take a look and have the ads educate folks, because I'm going to be honest, very few people know about it and understand about it, and therefore they're not going to talk about it. I watch, and getting to the other YouTubers, I watch these other YouTubers, and they're promoting, or they like these coins that got $5 million market cap at the moment, and they see value in these things, and I'm thinking to myself, how can they not see value in Electroneum? Because if you ask them, that's centralized mobile mining, and yeah, there's a lot more to it than that, and I think that that's the biggest opportunity in front of Electroneum. Obviously, there are other things that are up there, like a U.S. exchange, but those are the things that they need to do to get people in the because you know what, we both know that this Electroneum app works really great. It's really simple. My grandma can use it. She can transfer funds back and forth. She can buy stuff with it. It's set up. It's great. There's things that can be added, but I mean, it functions. It does what it says it's supposed to do, and the key is really getting it into the crypto community, because if they don't support it, the coin value stays low. The spark of interest is low, and so how I look at it is that crypto community kind of sets the pins up so that the rest of the world can play the game, and so I think that's important. So I'm thrilled to see you involved, and I hope that you're able to interact with the world accordingly, and to be able to tell everybody about the fantastic stuff. I've been talking about it for years now, and trying to educate people, and everybody else is not so sure. Or they're like, well, I don't know, it's not coming out, it's not doing something, and I'm like, give it time, let it go through. Let me tell you about all the great stuff that's happened, and that's important. It's important. So
I have to
really
tell you, first of all, I would like to thank you for the kind words, but I have to tell you something. I don't think that Electroneum advancement and progress is based on me. Let me just clarify that. I mean, I did join as an advisor, an ambassador, but I don't. But let me put it this way very clearly. I'm pretty sure that Electroneum would manage without me. I do think that I can help. I do think that I can improve things. I do think that I can push things to happen because that's the way I am. But let's be clear. It's not that Electroneum's future is based on me.
I wasn't meaning
just to
to
clarify
imply
on that.
I was hoping that you would become a bonus multiplier. That
Exactly.
help them move along.
Exactly. I like that. I like calling this as a bonus. So this is a great definition. Now, beside that, I have to tell you that you mentioned the U.S. exchange, and I have to tell you something again. and it really bothers me when I see people from the Electroneum community, for example, bash Electroneum for that, or complain about the U.S. exchange part. Electroneum is doing its best in order to do things in a legal way. Let's remember that it's not a problem to do things illegally. It's not a problem to run a company in an illegal way and using all kinds of shell companies and to do whatever you want to do. And we know a few of them out there, I should say,
Yep.
probably too many of them out there. So it's completely different when your offices are based in the UK, which is a very strict company when it comes to regulation and rules. It's not some offshore company that you can, some offshore country that lets you do whatever you want to do, and so on. And the second part is that um, it's also not easy to do things. And I'm going back to what I was saying before about we're changing the world when you need to fight the regulators and make them understand that you are doing what you are allowed to do when you have people that are clearly against cryptocurrency. I've been not only calling out scammers, and scam enablers. I've been calling out regulators because they're not doing enough, because they're not learning blockchain and crypto enough, because they're not consulting with real experts. I'm not calling myself an expert. You will never find me say that I'm an expert, even though I'm being called one. But they're not consulting with the people that can actually help them. And I'm saying that out of personal experience, my own personal experience, when me and some of my team members have been chasing regulators to get them moving about things, or to stop scams, or to help with advancement. But no, they are too busy with protecting the rich, the millionaires and the billionaires. They're not looking to advance blockchain and cryptocurrency in order to allow the mom and pop investors to enjoy what was the rights of the millionaires and billionaires, or at least, let's say, the wealthy. So we have to keep that all in mind as well. It's not just okay. We have to get on a U.S. exchange. What, you want to get on a U.S. exchange when it's against the law? No, we have to make sure that it's being done in a legit and legal way, and that's what the Electroneum team is doing. And these things take time. It doesn't matter how you turn it around. Now, I want to say something else. You mentioned the price before, or maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was the specific group that I was in, and they were discussing the price.
I would never be complaining about the price because,
No, I'm
quite
just saying.
frankly,
I'm just saying
quite
that,
frankly,
that I
it's
want
going to
to.
be amazing one day.
No, I just said. I just want to clarify something. Uh, when I analyzed Electroneum, I didn't care about the price. I didn't. When I decided to join Electroneum, I didn't join because the price is this or the price is that. I joined the team because I believe in the project, because I believe that this project can actually give value to its users. It is already doing that, and it will continue to do that. I'm saying stop obsessing about the price. If you are looking to change the world, you're not able to obsess about the price. If you want to obsess about the price, there's other opportunities that you can continue obsessing about. That's a clear message that I have to the Electroneum community, and to people that are looking into Electroneum. And the reason that I'm telling you that is because you also mentioned that people don't understand Electroneum, and I was explaining to you about the cryptocurrency industry in general, and I can tell you that many of the projects that succeeded until now were either being managed in illegal ways, or if they were managed in a legit way, they would be doing so many pumps, and it's not illegal because there's no regulation against it. Because right now, pumping crypto in some ways, a specific token or coin, doesn't necessarily mean it's being done against the law. If you would have done it in Wall Street, then it would be against the law. So people are using that as well. And until today, we didn't see too many projects that actually gave value to their users. So when everybody is obsessed about the price, let's talk also about what the project actually helped the world, how the project helped the world, and how the project helped its users. That's my main concern, not the price of the token or the coin.
Wait. What?